I think we should start before it is too late.
I think let the people join.
Let us start with the prayers. Okay. Good morning to all the attendees.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
On behalf of IHM Meerut, I'm very thankful to Mr. Amresh Tiwari, who has agreed to speak to our students today. Before we proceed, we start the meeting. I would like Bhargavi to introduce the guest speaker today.
Morning. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible, but we can't see your screen.
Yes, sure. So is it visible now?
Yes.
Good morning to one and all present over here. I, Bhargavi, on behalf of IHM Meerut, welcome Mr. Amresh Tiwari, who is a Managing Director at AT Season Vacation Travel Private Limited since 2003. He is a Chief Executive Officer, Meeting and Intensive World since 2018. He is a Vice Chairman at Indian Conventional Promotional Bureau 2019 until present date. And the list continues. He has done his master's
We can't
degree
see your
in
slide, Bhargavi. We can, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all the designations that he has gone through. Moving ahead with these are the awards and recognition that he has been awarded with. He has been awarded with Tourism Professional of the Year, Best MICE Company, Excellence in Conference Management, Excellence Service Awards. This is all. Moving ahead with this, he has done his master's degree in tourism administration and commerce and has gone through various certification programs globally to enhance his knowledge and skill. He is working in tourism industry since 1993 and he had traveled across the world and continent and specialized his execution of MICE and luxury leisures and tours. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Bhargavi. You can stop sharing. The stage is all yours, sir. Looks like Mr. Amresh has exited. He'll be back. We were not able to see your screen as you were speaking, Bhargavi. When you moved on to the next slide, you didn't change the slide.
This is what I did. Actually, I just logged in and I got to know 5 minutes ahead. So whatever I have did, I've just did within 15-20 seconds or somewhat like that.
Hmm.
I hope it went well.
Kashyap ji, good morning.
Good morning. I wished you already, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Hmm.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sanjeev sir. Where is your video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mandal sir, I can't see you. Ah, Mr. Amresh Tiwari is back.
Hello.
We were skeptical. We lost you for a second.
I'm sorry. My apology to you. I think my laptop something got in a hold. Some software update starts suddenly.
That's perfectly
My
all right, sir.
apology to all of
No, no, not at all, not at all. Please don't embarrass us like this. The stage is all yours, sir. You have been introduced. We have done our prayer.
Okay. Yeah. I was listening that. Unfortunately, it got lost. So, hi. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining all the boys and girls from IHM Meerut. And it's my pleasure to have a discussion with you all. So basically, as the Bhargavi has informed, I had India Convention Promotion Bureau, that is a leading convention bureau in the country, National Bureau. And I'm a board director for the FAITH. FAITH is the Federation of Indian Tourism and Hospitality Association. So all the 10 associations, they join hands together in a single platform to take care of the tourism industries, all the requirements. So that is HAI, that is Hotel Association of India, where all the leading hotels, Taj, ITC, Oberoi, Marriott, and all these are member. Then you have FHRI, that is Federation of Hotel Restaurant Association of India. Then IHHA, Indian Heritage Hospitality Association. They basically look after the heritage property. Then the IATO, Indian Association of Tour Operator, TAI, Travel Agent Association of India, TAFE, Travel Agent Federation of India, ICPB, India Convention Promotion Bureau, ADTOI, Association of Domestic Tour Operator Association, in the ITA, that is International Tourist Transport Association. So basically, all the segment, airline, hospitality, hotel, TMC, PCO, so they all are member of this, and this together, this body, so all the association head, like I had the Bureau ICPB, they do the national policy on the tourism, on the hospitality, hotel recognition, or most of the thing. Even we start working on the curriculum as well with the IITT, couple of IHM recently with the IHM Goa and all these. And I look forward to have a continuous engagement with you all on this topic, what we are doing as in a bureau. Secondly, you guys are doing very great, because at this is a tough time, I can understand, because of the COVID. But hospitality industry teach lots of things, because when you are in the IHM, so not only you are getting the nitty-gritty of the hospitality, the hotel industry, the banqueting, the services, the frontline, offline, the backhand end office. So they give you the teaching on a various aspect of the tourism, and each aspect help you to build the career, because every aspect had one is the effective communication. So whenever you are doing this kind of work, so whatever, be it a frontline or backroom or whatever you'll do in the career, so communication is going to be a very key thing. So how you are going to communicate? So many times what I found, people have this communication, they link with the language. If I do not speak a very fluent English, or if I do not speak a very fluent Hindi or any other language, German, French, so my communication skill is poor. This is not the case. Communication is where another person understand what you wanted to communicate, whatever language you use. So do not lose your confidence in terms of the communication. If you are very good in Hindi or a Punjabi or whatever language, that's perfectly fine. As long as you are able to communicate what you wanted to say, and as long as you able to understand what people are showing. So lots of people, I'm giving you a small story. Napoleon Bonaparte was a great warrior. Everybody knows Napoleon. And whenever Napoleon sent a message to their commanders for the fighting to change their strategy, adopt this strategy, attack from this side, so he always give to his assistant to read it. And people always think his assistant is the most intelligent guy because Napoleon always take his advice. But fact of the matter, his assistant was illiterate person. And he was basically a barber, his personal barber from his hometown. So one of the person asked, why you give him to read this? And then Napoleon told, he's an illiterate. If he can understand what I wanted to communicate, I'm sure my commander will understand what I'm going to communicate.
Very good
So
story.
that's very good thing. So make sure your communication is good. You know, it is inward or outward. Both way the communication skill is very important, whatever career you will make. Second important aspect is the planning. So whenever you do anything, so planning is become a very important thing. You all do the planning, whether it is your sister's wedding, brother's wedding, or you organize a picnic for yourself, or you are like doing this thing. So planning is having a certain process which you need to follow. One is you need to define a problem first. You need to understand what the question is, what the problem is, and what is the subject matter. So you need to take time to define that. Sometimes we start doing the planning without understanding the problem or without understanding the question. What is the scenario given to us? So define the scenario, break up the scenario in various aspects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you will, once you define the problem, then you will be able to plan it accordingly. You know, so you need to understand the question, then you need to drop the question, how we need to, what is the end result customer wanted. And then when you have a planning in place, then there is a process to achieve those planning. So what process you are adopting, and your teachers, your professor, the institution like IHM is basically a process-driven organization. They teach you the process, how to take it forward. What is the best process to do anything, whether you are making a food or whether you are going for a front office or housekeeping or the event industry. They tell you the process, what is the right process to adopt. And when you, this theoretical process, you implement it to the practical, that's how the success comes. So when you have this process and how you are going to achieve this process, for that you make a strategy, right? So you have a planning, you are having the process which is well defined, well certified, then you make a strategy. What kind of a strategy I need to have, because same strategy is not applicable to each problem. So every time you need to adopt and amend the strategy based on the requirement. So you cannot have the same thing. आप एप्पल काटने के लिए दूसरा चाकू यूज करते हो, लेकिन चिकन या मटन के लिए दूसरा नाइफ यूज करते हो. You cannot use the same. So every time you have a different process, different planning, different tools. So similarly, strategy will change based on the circumstances, based on the situation. So you need to have a right strategy in place, how you are going to follow the process, how you are going to plan the process. You need to have a right strategy in the place. And once you'll have a right strategy, then you need to have the right tools, what we say the system. You know, the system will need to be placed. And system sometimes is the two-way process. Sometimes system comes from the top, like the top management give you the system that you follow. And basically these are the system which is well driven, well defined, like your institution give you the system, because they had so many experience running from 30, 40 years, they know what is the best. So based on that, they give the best. But so many times it happened, a system is defined by a person who is just joining, because because young mind have this ability to observe. And this ability to observe sometimes find out the flaws in the system. And whenever you find a flaws into the system, never keep it within yourself. Sometimes we start criticizing, institute or the organization where you work or the hotel industry, they are not doing this thing right. this is not the right process. You need to speak to your HR, you need to speak to your registrar, you need to speak to your admin head, and with a very open mind, not with the critical mindset, but very open mindset. I find this is my suggestion. And anybody can contribute to improve the system or improve the strategy of the whole process. So never hesitate, because once you start sharing, as when we started this thing, so Professor Mittal has started with a beautiful prayer, and where Ma Saraswati was there. And that a symbol of the knowledge. So basically we started with knowledge, and knowledge always increase when you share. Knowledge, the only thing when you share, it does not, decrease, it increase, because you enlighten somebody else as well. And that's what your gurus are doing.
Knowledge is the only wealth which cannot. Knowledge is the only wealth which cannot be stolen. And the more you give it, the more you get it.
Right, sir. That's right, sir. So you need to share those things, and that's how you make your target and goal. And it's not if you are capable to run 5 kilometers, so make your goal at least 7 kilometers. It should be realistic, but that scientist should be, which give you the stretch, where you need to stretch yourself beyond a certain point. You make a target and then achieve a goal. And that's what I think you all are doing. During this COVID time, I understand this is a tough time, but this is the right time for you to enhance your knowledge base. And not only knowledge base is the hotel industry, because lots of people will think when you are doing an IHM, so you are ideally going to the hotel industry. But nowadays, lots of career has been open, So other than the hotel industry, earlier you had a 5-star hotels, 4-star, 3-star. Now you had the resorts. You are having the retreats, which is on the beach retreats or mountain retreats. You are having the wellness center, yoga. And then another segment has come with the corporate retreats, where corporate are doing lots of team building, bonding activities, and they are going to the mountain or the riverside and doing lots of activities. So the scope is going on. Plus, since the cruise line, because all the cruise line wanted to have the people from the IHM side or the hospitality side, because they are very well trained and very process driven trained. So similarly, this aviation side, aviation also needed aviation, and then lots of in the flight pursuer and all the things. So aviation side has also opened the door, cruise line, the cargo lines, and the event industry. So I belong from the MICE industry. So event industry, let me talk about something on the event industry, because this is a big industry where you have a meetings, where you the corporate meetings and everything. Even if you join the hotel industry, so banqueting and event manager job is a very critical aspect. Nowadays, Professor Mittal will be agree with me, around 40 to 50% revenue is coming from the banqueting. Hotel is not running from the rooms. Hotel is actually running from the banqueting, how much they're able to sell the events. And for that, it's very important.
Banqueting and groups also. Groups also. We are having a lot of bookings from, from the army and the medical groups and.
Exactly. Conference, that's what I'm saying. So the meetings, the conferences, exhibition, incentives, then the business travel, so business events like the road show, product launch, the trade shows. Then you have a social events, kind of like the weddings, cultural function. These all are called jointly the events. So events become a very critical. If you get your expertise into the event industry, if you get expertise or you follow all the the system in place, the process, design, the checklist, and everything. I don't know whether you use the checklist or not, but even in your course, if you have a checklist, this is my subject, and if I had done all the things, you take everything. So checklist is very effective thing, to doing the event. So if you have the expertise in the event, so suddenly your promotion, your the remuneration, it goes up very high. It goes up very high because suddenly you become a revenue center and you contributed a lot. And event industry is like this, if you are doing good, so the next time when the corporate wanted to do the event, they wanted the same person to do the event for them. And there is a huge demand now in the multinational company corporate, where people like which is having the hospitality background, they work within their corporate setup as a event planner or as a the facilitator for this thing. So that's going to be another big opportunity coming your way. And so that's going to be another industry which is coming to your way, and that you can achieve. Similarly, the language, I'm sure that one of the foreign languages will be part of your course, right, Professor Mehta? So either the French or German or Spanish or something. Now the Mandarin is also coming up very effectively. So try to have one foreign language built up in your career. And this is since a short time given to me, and rather than me speaking on any topic, I can speak on and on the various topic. So I thought let's make a bit of interactive, and in case you are having any question to me or any clarification you wanted to have in terms of your course, the content, the syllabus, or the career prospect, or the training, or opportunities, anything related to this, or your personal problem related to the profession, so you can ask me and I'll address it. So I think it will be a two-way communication in case you have anything which you wanted to ask me. So I'm open. Otherwise, I can go on the mice industry and talk about the mouse industry aspect as well.
Very good.
You
very
want
good.
to ask me anything?
We'll talk more about your area of expertise, mice, perhaps in the next session. I'm very thankful that you opened the Q&A session. While the students are preparing their questions, let me introduce the panel to you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Sanjay Kashyap is the Dean of our college.
Mr. Sanjay ji. Hi.
Mr. Sanjay
Hi,
Kashyap
Sanjay
is
ji.
the Dean of a college. Mr. Abhishek Charles Peter is our faculty front office.
Okay.
He gave
Hi,
your,
Abhishek.
no, he is there. And Mr. Vipul Agarwal is also faculty in front office.
Hello, Vipul ji.
Mr. Sanjeev Mandal. Can you see all these people, sir?
Yeah, I can see. I can see.
Mr.
Hello,
Sanjeev
sir.
Mandal is our faculty in food and beverage services. And Bhargavi is our student of the final year.
Okay. Hi, Bhargavi.
And among all these, we have a total of 36 participants in this meeting. I had promised you 30, but we have 36 participants. Now we would like to request the participants to please ask questions from Mr. Amresh Tiwari. Please remember that he has a meeting at 11:30, if I'm not wrong. 11:30 has a
I
meeting.
have time. I've had half an hour time, so not
So
a
he
problem.
has
I
only
can
half an
take
hour.
half an hour.
Please ask your questions to him. He is a father, godfather of the industry, and you are very lucky to have him sitting here in front of you. Please ask him questions.
And you can ask any question, be it tough or you think something is critical, or any kind of things which is your mind asking. You know.
Even teachers, Vipul sir, you have a question, you can ask. What will happen tomorrow? What is happening in the world? Where is our hotel management going? You can ask anything.
Sir.
Yeah,
Yes, Vipul sir. Vipul sir, let's start with you.
Sir, very good morning.
Good morning,
Sir.
Vipul ji. Yeah.
Sir, my question is, according to your opinion, what will be the scenario for the hospitality industry in the upcoming crisis?
In
There are
terms
so
of
many-
you are looking about the during the COVID and post-COVID time.
Yes, sir, because there are so many changes in the industry now. The procedure has been
Yeah.
changed.
So what changes is going to happen? That is, I can say it a positivity. What is happening when the industry was booming? So there are like whenever anywhere the economic activities get boom, so you had lots of things mushroom around. So which is not very organic. So similar thing happened in the tourism industry, because tourism industry was booming and growth rate was more than 8% in the inbound and around 16% in the outbound. On an average, it was a 12% growth rate on a YOY basis in the India and all over the world. In fact, we are contributing more 10% of the GDP. So lots of people has come up the industry, be it a hotel industry or everywhere, where the cost given so low. So basically they were not following the basic principle. So business business purpose is not to run on a charity, to be honest. Business purpose to earn the profit for the stakeholders. Stakeholders mean everyone, not only the capitalist mindset, the society, the employees, the employer, the customers, for everyone. So for having a healthy environment, you need to have a healthy business practices. But lots of things has come up. So during this COVID time, all those who are having a good balance sheet, it means the best practice they followed, they will survive. They will survive for sure. And all those who mushroom like a Budweiser fly by nights operator kind of thing, so they'll have a lots of problem. So if your fundamental of business is strong, you will survive for sure. So what is going to happen because this COVID thing, we are expecting by December, end of December, in India, we will be able to vaccinate around 600 million people, and globally around 70% population will be vaccinated. So we are expecting by 2022, January 1st week will have a smooth opening, although Europe will open by July, and August, September, the Western Europe will also open in some Asian countries. But let's assume by 2022. So what will happen then, lots of players will be having more professional approach towards the business, and business is not only going to bounce back, plus there will be a revenge tourism. But when we say revenge tourism, what is happening? All the corporate, those who have the money, so they had not announced their incentive scheme, all the conferences. So 19 and 20, all the budgeting allocation is still there. So that will go on a 22. Believe me, even I'm sitting here, we are working on 2022 and we are not getting a dates for 2022. So my event in the Riyadh, Oman, Amsterdam, Paris, Japan, everywhere, I'm throwing the business. I'm not able to get the employee. We are in the process of hiring the people because to cope up with the 2022. And the same thing happened for the hotel industry, because lots of not only the domestic, inbound, outbound, and international business will start in 2022. By the time your batches will pass out, so there will be a perfect opportunity. That's why I was telling the students that this is the right time to equip yourself with the best of the technique, best of the knowledge, best of the training, and the future is going to be yours. Nobody can stop you. If you are trained well, if you understand the well, it does not need to have a best of the best English or best of the best language or best of the best dress or grooming. Honestly speaking, nobody look into this. When we are teaching, so normally people look into that, but when you are the profession, people mean business. People mean you able to do it. How you are going to do it, it doesn't matter. All you need to follow the process. So please take this opportunity. 22 onwards, we'll have a huge growth rate. We are expecting in the next 5 years, we'll come back to the 2019 level. And definitely there is a huge business opportunity and employment opportunity as well.
Sir, I have one more concern on this. Due to this online classes, there is a lot of loss of practical knowledge for the students who are actually in second year and third year. So there will be a lack of technical, what I think.
Yeah, that's you are rightly, very correctly, sir. What is happening? Lots of, because of this virtual classes, so you are getting more of the academic knowledge and technical knowledge, and practical aspect is way behind. So what is happening, like I work with the IIM, couple of IIM. So what they do, I'm sharing their insight. They work with the top, like the association like us or the big corporate houses, where they get a lifetime case study. So if I am sending a big case study to your students, suppose, or those are the not a theoretical case studies, those are the practical case studies. And suddenly if you engage the student with the practical case studies, so where they will face lots of challenges, I can understand. But once they able to achieve a certain, the label on those case studies, that will help them to understand. So I'll request all the students go for a practical case studies. You might find some studies in your institute, your professor can give. Take some from the industry expert, like if I'm here and maybe from the hotel association, from the FHRI, get those practical experience. Those are the practical studies. Understand have a, your questionnaire maybe in the Survey Monkey and a Survey Monkey and all the thing. Speak to the customer. What kind of customer has the expectation with the hospitality industry or the coming business scenario? Because the way we serving the buffet, that is not going to serve in the future. There will be a change. So there will be what are the touch point? So when I'm saying a touch point, so suppose a customer is stepping out from his home and going to, suppose I am going to the Japan, and while coming back, how many touch points? Have you ever tried to get those touch points? I did, as part of the industry, we had around 272 touch points. When we touch something where we are open to, get affected with the disease or infected with the COVID virus. So have you done those kind of study? Because if you are sitting, go on a practical basis. What are the touch points? Like aap ghar se nikalte ho, you open the door. That is the first touch point. Then you open a taxi or car gate, car handle or whatever, auto or taxi, whatever you take, or the metro, you take your PIN card, swipe it. So there are certain touch points. If you take a metro, you hold the bar. So identify those. Then how to remove them. So when you go somewhere, you are saying, hey guys, these are the touch points, and suddenly you find a professional sitting back who is your boss, and he found more information coming from your side to him rather than he is passing on to you. So that's how you can strengthen your, the inner strength.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, Bhargavi, what do you want?
Yes. So my question to you is that how did you rise so much in such a short time, and what is the secret of your success?
I think success has only one formula. When I was young and going to the college, so my brother told me, it's sincerity toward yourself and faithfulness towards others. That's the mantra of success. So when I pass out, I'm from the first batch MBA tourism instructor when India started the tourism. So after clearing my math, so yeah, I joined the MBA tourism. So first batch in way back in 1993. So I worked for the at that time, Madhara Sindhia opened this in the Jivaji University. There was no IITM, so my classes were in the Jivaji University. So I did the MBA tourism from 1993. And before that, I did my post-graduation in the commerce as well. So I worked for the couple of big corporate houses like American Express. I worked for the Star TV. I started a serial called Musafir Yaro. And I work for them. I work for the bigger company in the corporate and everything. So it's not like that. Almost around 8 to 10 years, I work in the industry, from doing the airport transfer, the midnight transfers, to the handling the file, escorting the group. So I've done every aspect of the tourism. So nowadays, what's happening? My experience to you all guys, when you study, especially a management course, people think after passing out, so they will get a cabin, they'll have a secretary and beautiful cabin and do this thing. I think that's a very wrong approach to that. Our people go for a money, wherever they get more money, they join that. I think both approach are wrong. So you need to build your career. So first 2 years, take it as a training. Take it as a training. Don't go for a money. So wherever you are working, go to the smaller organization or where you have the ability to learn more. Either a very professional organization or to the organization where you can learn more. You get more ideas. That will build your strength. So you need to understand. Sometimes people come to the offices, hey, I have not done this work. I cannot go to the airport. And suddenly you find that those people are not there. Because if you're not going to the airport, so you are not meeting the customer. So you are missing one major aspect of interaction with the customer interaction, customer behavior. You are having a zero knowledge on that. So when I check in, I have seen so many times, suppose I'm checking with my family to a major hotel, be it a Taj or Marriott, and sometimes you see a banquet guy is not, they're a butler. You see a general manager himself pick your suitcase and put on the lift. So it's not an insult to the general manager. It's a service. If you are in the service industry, you do not have those feelings. If an air hostess is serving you the food, she is not, doing something which is deteriorating her standard. It's a service. If a nurse is serving you, you treat her as a sister. So service industry is having a very demanding aspect where human touch, personal touch is very important. Personal touch is very important. So you need to adopt those things. So I did those things around 10 years. Then I start working in the industry. So when I started working, so I thought there are so many players in the inbound, in the outbound, domestic. So although I open as a DMC, destination management company, that is seasons and vacation, then I specialize in the MICE. So we do the corporate MICE, so meeting, incentive, conference, exhibition, event. And I built on that. So I start curating the program, designing, contributing. So many times I build the program and pass on to the corporate. Why don't you do the program on like a women leadership or any other topic? And so you need to contribute to the customer as well. Don't look the customer give you the inquiry and you just operate that. Sometimes you need to put the value add-on on the customer business. So that will increase not only his profit, but his bottom line and top line, his retention goes up. So he valued your relationship. So instead of your relationship with your customer as a customer and vendor, never work on those relations. It need to be a partner. So I need to understand my vendor is my partner. So my business for them is equally critical. So when I start treating my vendor as a partner and my customer start treating me as his partner, then suddenly you find your business start flourish. And that's how I did. And industry was having lots of, the senior people working. So I was a treasurer for the IATO and 6 years in the board member of IATO, then ICPB, I had the ICPP and the FAIR. So because as a young, I thought I had lots more to contribute and give it back because we were coming from the professional background. So we just entered that. So instead of criticizing them, I decided to enter there and correct whatever wrong thing is happening so that I can give it back to the community. That's how I came here. Thanks, Bharat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Abhishek.
Sir, I have a question as you talk about the guest. Guest satisfaction is something is more important on the top of that. So my question is basically when we are working, especially in the hospitality sector, for us, either the guest satisfaction is important or guest delight is important.
Guest satisfaction, huh?
Guest delight.
See, business has changed. The business dynamics has changed. If you are going to the business, so earlier I was told when I entered into business industry, I was told Mahatma Gandhi quote, each customer is God and let's treat the customer as God. So customer was treated as God. That was a philosophy way back in 1945 when Mahatma Gandhi wrote those feedback. And I think the whole philosophy of the business was that Grahak Bhagwan. Grahak Bhagwan, our customer is our God. Customer is a king. But I think if you are joining this industry, you need to define this thing. Business is all about saying no. Business is not about saying yes. So you need to choose your customer very carefully. You need to have the courage to say no to the business. If business is coming with the unfair means, if business is coming where you can oversee if this business is going to create a problem, if some customer is coming which is misbehaving with the girls, misbehaving with the staff, not treating your employees well, that business is not a good business. Rather than say no to that business. So customer delight or customer experience both depend on what kind of customer you wanted to enter into your space. That is why if you say the major hotel chain, be it Taj, Oberoi, ITC, they have employees benefit more. So I prefer if my employees are more happy, then they will make the customer happy. Instead of going a customer delight, I'll first go for an employees delight. If my employees is comfortable dealing with the customer, then only they will be able to satisfy the customer. And not all customers need a desire. I was giving you one example. I had one of the big corporate house and they come to the camp and in the evening, they start drinking beer and start breaking the bottle as a fun. They just took a 2 bottle and break it. So the hotel called me here in Delhi, sir, I'm facing this problem and this is the environment area and they are creating this damage. So, and the company is around is a Fortune 100 company. Their turnover is more than around 70-80 billion US dollar, and big customer for us. And they said they are creating a nonsense. I spoken to the head, the guy who was heading there, and he was also drunk. He was not talking to the right sense. I pick up the phone mid of the night, spoken to the HR head of the company. These customer not only destroying the image of the customer, destroying the image of your company, your brand image, where you are spending millions of dollars to create a brand image that is going on the task. And next 4 hours, all the employees were called on, you cancel the trip, come back, and all of them terminated immediately. All the 5 guys who were doing that, they were terminated from the company. I still retain the business. So if I had taken call ki yaar, they are the customers, jaane do, ho jaane do, I'll pay the damage, that was not the right approach. Even neither the hotel, that is why hotel called me, this is a wrong business, this is a wrong customer. So not always customer delight is not you wanted to break the bottle. Customer delight is when it is with the positive sense. You need to be very careful what is customer delight and customer satisfaction, not at all cost. So business dynamics has changed. You need to understand this is the boundary and I need to say no to the customer.
Very good. Very well answered. Very well
Yes,
answered.
sir. Thanks.
Mohammad Ayan?
Yes, Ravi?
No, Mohammad Ayan has been waiting for some time.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mohammed, show me your video.
Yes,
That's
good
fine,
morning.
Mohammed. Yeah, tell me.
Is my video visible, Mittal sir?
It's fine. You are audible. I'm fine with that.
Sir, I wanted to ask, as after this pandemic will get over, what will be the weaknesses in the industry and how we can face them and them the weaknesses, and how can we overcome the weaknesses?
I think weakness will not be there. I'll not use the word weakness, but I'll say there will be lots of safety measure, because when the customer is coming after the post-COVID, even if you travel with your family somewhere, so the first priority will be a safety. So safety was never given a concern earlier. So first will be safety. Am I safe? Is my family is safe to go in the place? The second will be the hygiene. Is the hotel or venue where I'm going, is they maintain the hygiene? So like if you are serving with the same spoon, like आपका buffet में होता है कि आप एक ही spoon से दाल निकाल रहे हो या चावल या आइसक्रीम निकाल रहे हो, that dynamics will change. People will might have the different scoop. So rather than putting on the मतलब कि वो, तो वो आप कितनी hygiene maintain कर रहे हो होटल में या venue में या event center में या conference में, कितना आप मतलब safety provide कर रहे हो, mindset, and even something goes wrong. So what kind of precaution you are having with the doctor, the hospital, ambulances are on call. So I think those are going to change the dynamics in the business. So you will prefer to go to a place which is safe. अगर आज आपको जाना हो किसी foreign country घूमने, you will prefer the country where the corona cases were less, right? Because you see there, the way they handle cases, this country is more professional. So you will see the safety, you will see the hygiene. So earlier the question was security and all the things. I think those has gone back at the luxury. The now new defined luxury will be how hygiene, cleanliness, you maintain hygiene, cleanliness, and the safety. I think those are going to change. And the moment you know all those SOPs, so in case, Mr. Mittal, in case you need a SOP, so we had with the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, we develop a SOP for the hotel and all the industry. So I can email to you the SOPs, standard operating procedure you can share with the students. They can go through the SOPs for the hotel, for the check-in, for the venue, for the banqueting and everything, for the airport transfer and everything. And I'll pass on those SOPs. You need to know those SOPs so that you can follow those things. So
I would love to have them, sir. If you can share them with me, I'll be really grateful.
I'll do that. So I think that is going to be change the parameters. अगर होटल में मेंटेनेंस ठीक नहीं होगी, so they will face the problem for sure. Yes,
thank you so
Ravi.
much, sir.
Thank you.
Ravi, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ravi.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, my question is, what is the role of government for hospitality industry in this COVID, sir?
Role of government. Basically, government is a policy driven. Government role, lots of time people think कि government will come at as a genie and हम उसको रगड़ेंगे और वो प्रकट होगा और हमारी सारी समस्या दूर कर देगा. But ऐसा होता नहीं practical में. Government is not, there is no travel genie, right? So government का काम जो है एक policy बनाना है, guidelines frame करना है. So whatever input we will give, based on that, government frame a policy, because tourism is a state subject. So Uttar Pradesh had their own policy, Delhi has their own policy, or Rajasthan has their own policy. Tourism is a state subject. But what the government's job is to handhold. Like the industry is in a crisis, so you adopt a policy, like the vaccine passport might come up after this COVID, where if you have a vaccine, then only you can travel. So there will be a vaccine passport and the e-visa facility. So avoiding, like the embassies has huge queues for the visa. So government job is that make it e-visa. If somebody wanted to come to the India, they can get an e-visa from sitting their home bedroom. They can apply for the visa and get on the inbox, they can get the visa copy. Those are the government job and the facilitation mode. So government job will be more on the facilitation. Sorry. I think I was getting another call. So government job is more on the facilitation, how to facilitate in the policy framing. And that will key and that will remain there. Plus making an incentive for the industry. So government will make lots of a scheme for the marketing, for the promotion, for the making a movie on a, the creating an awareness program. Those are the job which government will do. But mainly they will be a facilitator, they will be a policy maker, but implementation will be done by the for us only, other state. Okay. Yeah,
you
please.
very rightly said that the government is a facilitator. Wherever the government has stepped into the role of doing actual tourism business, they have failed miserably. We have government hotels and we have private hotels, and you can see the difference, So,
exactly, because government is not a businessman. They are not.
It's not a businessman. Yeah, government is not a businessman.
They are directive in the nature, so they can direct the policy, direct the the thing, advertisement, promotion. You're making a road show, everything. They will facilitate you. They are the facilitator. We are the implementer.
Ravi sir, does it answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving on, Kushagra. Last question, Kushagra. We are getting late.
Very good
Mr.
morning,
Amresh has got another meeting. Kushagra, switch on your video, please.
Yes, sir. A very good morning, sir.
Hi, Kushag. Good morning.
Kushag is a student, sir.
Yeah, Kushag, tell me.
So my question is that nowadays artificial intelligence is more preferred than a human touch in the hospitality industry. So what is your opinion in that?
Yeah, artificial intelligence is good because whenever you use the AI need to supplement. It need not to change. So basically human touch will remain there because our USP is the experience. Like a Taj Mahal, if you see the Taj Mahal or any hotel, so when I stay in a hotel, if it's the Taj or Oberoi, Moria, so when they sell a room to me, so actually I don't take the room with me. So room is still remain there. They sell me an experience to stay there. So similarly, when I go to the Taj Mahal remain there. Everyone sold the Taj Mahal, but Taj Mahal remain there. We sell the experience to see the Taj Mahal. We sell the experience to stay the hotel. So how best you can make a customer experience, how delightful you can make the customer experience, that is the USP, and that will remain there. So this human touch, this is personal touch, that is going to make or break your experience. So AI cannot supplement this human touch, and that will remain. AI will help you like when you are doing the check-in. So earlier आप एक फॉर्म भरते थे, वो GI फॉर्म भरते थे, फिर आप उसका 3 कॉपी बनती थी, एक पुलिस में जाती थी, एक रिकॉर्ड में जाती थी, और उसको 20 मिनट लगता था फॉर्म भरने में, उसके बाद फोटो कॉपी होती थी. I think those has gone change. Now you can email your Aadhaar card or passport copy, and they are getting in their data. Once you are checking, they are giving you the iPad where you just scroll your finger, you get your signature if you are doing. So credit card information you already passed. So those are the AI which is going to help. So suddenly you arrive, you straight gone to the room, and there is no checking. This is what the AI support. This is making your experience better. Better because somebody is escorting you to your room straight away. So they are giving the human touch as well as they are accompanying this AI. So both will go hand in hand. So they cannot replace each other.
They cannot
So
replace
human
each
touch
other,
will
but I
remain
think that AI will play a very important role, major role, and human touch
Yeah.
will be reduced substantially. Because
That's
people are
right,
so
sir.
afraid of people now, and it is not advisable for people to be together. So, and even then, when people come together in face to face, their faces are covered. So, I think there will be a tremendous loss of human touch in the future, sir.
Very true, sir. Very true, sir. Very true.
And some of the restaurants are starting using robots also instead of waiters and all.
Yeah, ordering by smartphones and those writing pads and
because those are helping you. Those are helping you. Suppose you had a menu scan, they had a barcode on the table, you just scan, you order the food. But even if you're sitting at a poolside and if you wanted to have something, so you don't need to call the waiter and ask what you're having because you have a menu in your mobile and you just literally sit and then press the button and things are coming. So AI is helping you in that way. So they are not replacing the waiter. The person is already going to be there who is bringing all the foods and everything to you. So AI is going to help. AI is not going to replace. Lots of people had this fear that when the AI will come, they will replace the human being. It will never happen. People will not stay at the hotel if I'll give you the hotel where no human being, like the apartments. So if your people are going for a 20, 30 days long duration, then only they use the apartment where they have their own vegetable and cooked and all the thing. Otherwise, if you need somebody to talk. That is why isolation is tough for you, because in the 15 days, if you are quarantined with the COVID positive, it's very tough because you are not able to see your brother, sister, parents. You are in the one side room. The moment you come out, you wanted to hug them. So those touch is required. Those touch is required. AI will only help to to make the experience better.
Does it answer your question, Kushagra?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Now, if we don't have any further questions, may I request Mr. Peter?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tiwari, for sharing the word of wisdom with us. I am here to share the vote of thanks. Just allow me to share my screen.
Thanks, Abhishek. Thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Mittal, for giving me this opportunity. And I really enjoyed interacting with them. Hopefully, sometime I'll do a physical interaction with them in the city
we would
of
love
Meerut
to have you on
itself.
our campus, sir. We would love to have you in IHM Meerut.
Right.
Personally, physically, you are such a senior, and your thoughts are so clear. The main thing is that your thoughts are so clear.
It's all teachers like you who make us whatever we are, sir. We are indebted to you, sir.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I am Abhishek Charles Peter, and today I hold the privilege to offer the vote of thanks. I thank the guest speaker, Mr. Tiwari, to join virtually session at IHM Meerut and for sharing lifetime experiences and sparkling the word of knowledge. Further, I would like to thank all the faculty and deans present into this session for making this even meaningful. I want to thank all the students for their presence and active participation. Especially, I want to thank the management of IHM Meerut, respected Chairman, sir, Secretary, sir, Joint Secretary, sir, Chief Executive Officer, sir, and Principal, sir, for providing us such a great platform in this hard time so that we can connect to each other virtually. also helping us enhancing our knowledge and sharing experiences. Before we end, I want to just highlight a few key points which we discussed in today's webinar. First of all, if we want to get successful, we need to have knowledge, we need to have planning, process, and strategy in this. We need to work. Then we talk about the events, that what are the importance of events in function, what is the revenue importance if we are going for the events, demand obviously is there. Then we have discussed about the language, all the business demands and customer satisfaction, and what is the government role in COVID crisis. So last, once again, I would like to thank Mr. Tiwari for joining us. We look forward to welcome you at IHM Meerut when everything goes normal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Abhishek, and thank you everyone for having me there. Thank you.
God bless you. God bless everybody. I would urge everybody to stay safe, to wash your hands, to sanitize them, to wear a mask always, and to socially distance from each other. Please stay safe. That is the only solution. Thank you. Till the time you're healthy.
In case you wanted to interact with me, sir is having my email ID. You can join my LinkedIn and we can interact. Whatever question you have, I can address one-to-one as well. Thank you for having me. And
we would
have
love
a great
to have
day.
you. We would love to have you again in an online session, sir. Whenever you have time, please.
Right.
Thank you,
Right.
sir. Thank you.